Hey everyone. All right, so it's about midnight. Um, and I've been just kind of chilling out, listening to the sounds outside, and it got me started thinking about prepping and I hear everybody talk about prepping and saving up food and things like that and you know, I guess I can be called a prepper only because I try to be prepared for certain situations. But being here, out in the woods like this, now there's no protection here, okay? Where I am, there is no police department. There's only state police. And, I mean, even the highway's probably, it's got to be at least 40 minutes away. So you're on your own. When you're in a situation like this, something happens, you have to be able to use your own common sense, your own head to say, what should I do? What do I need to do? And I think that's one of the first places you should really start to learn about situational preparedness more than just keeping canned food and bottled water. Okay, anybody can do that. You can have all the bottled water and all the canned food in your pantry, and you can have enough food for a year. But if you don't know what to do in a sticky situation or any kind of uncomfortable situation, none of that's going to help you. You know, Sitting here, there's nothing protecting me other than myself. This little bit of canvas around me is not doing anything for me. Okay, I have to listen to the sounds outside. I have to listen for leaves. Make sure somebody's not walking through my camp or an animal or anything like that. It doesn't have to be human threats. It could be just environmental threats. And a lot of people don't take the time to get out of their elements, to get where things are strange. You don't really know. You can prepare for everything inside your house and think about, oh, well, if I lose power, I have a generator. And if I have this, I have that. One of the key factors in being prepared for a situation is throwing yourself in a situation that could happen, something that makes you uncomfortable, tests yourself for your inner strength as far as do you have the courage, do you have the control over your senses to calm yourself down, analyze a situation, and make a plan to better your situation. I mean, like I said before, just having bottled water or just having 10,000 rounds of ammunition isn't going to help you in every situation. Those are the easy things you can purchase, are the easy preps to do. The ones that you need up here, the strength, the mental strength that you need, is the tough part. That's something that takes time. I remember coming up here my first time, uh, a few years ago, and I found it to be completely freaky. Okay, I remember walking into the woods my first time early in the morning. It was like 4 o'clock, pitch black, hunting deer, getting to my tree stand, and I have like a 3 mile walk through the woods in pitch black. Okay, nothing but a GPS and two red LED lights on a headlamp to guide my way down this trail. You hear things, you see things, you think you see things that kind of freak you out. And I remember that like it was yesterday. And I always said to myself, there's nothing out here that I need to be scared of. I need to know about, but being scared is part of the problem. So that's where your inner courage comes in. Your fight or flight instincts come in. And that's important to know what type of person you are on the inside. And the only way you're going to know that is to do things that take you out of your comfort zone. So again, you can have everything in the world. I mean, inside the camper here, yes, I have a firearm. I also have a knife. I have some bear spray. I mean, I have things that will help me protect myself. But in the end, there's only one person to protect me, and that's me. There's nobody else here. There's nobody in any of the sites next to me. Um, and even then, who knows who they are? They could be part of the problem. So, in any situation you find yourself in, when you start talking about prepping, mental preparedness is the first thing you should start looking at. You should really start to take inventory of what skills are in your toolbox, in your strengths and weaknesses, build up your weaknesses, and take advantage of your strengths. If you know you're weak in self-defense or something like that, then do something to change that. Yes, a firearm or a knife or a bat or other things help in that area, but it's who you are, and it's your mental preparedness that will help you utilize those tools. Those are just tools. Those, a firearm, a knife, a mace, whatever, are just tools for the situation. But you need to learn how to use those tools. You need to go to the range on a regular basis and practice. You need to, you know, take self-defense classes if that's, this the area you want to go in, if that's where you find that you're weak. Just because you might be a small person or an out of shape person, it does not give you the excuse not to be mentally prepared if you want to start prepping, if you want to start being prepared for a situation that's going to take you out of your comfort zone. Because you find yourself alone in the dark, you got to know to calm yourself down. You got to be mentally strong to assess a situation, come up with a game plan, make the right decisions. They might not be perfect decisions, they only need to be good decisions. You don't want to make a bad situation worse by not knowing what to do. So, first aid, CPR, maybe some basic survivalist training, basic hunting skills, these are all things that are going to help you down the road that really don't cost anything. It's education, it's learning. You should be watching videos on doing these things. I've had a talk with a few people about cleaning a deer, field dressing it, butchering it, and stuff like that. And I was thinking that I wasn't going to put it on my channel because a lot of people take offense to that stuff. But then again, if I can teach somebody something, even if it's not necessarily the correct way, the perfect way, the way a butcher would do it or some other more experienced person than me would do it, it's still a bit of information. I know that I go out there and I harvest meat, I fill my freezer, and I could survive on that. Now, is every hunt successful? No, of course not. But then again, the amount of time we spend hunting, somebody like myself that works, is not that much time either. So, you get out of it what you put into it. As far as self-defense, things like that, I have taken classes. I practice with my firearm on a regular basis. I practice with my bow on a regular basis. There's things that I do to keep my skills fairly sharp. Perfect? No, it's never. Perfect is never a word that I like to use. Things are not perfect. You can always improve, and no matter who you are. There are a ton of people on YouTube that know more about hunting, more about survival, more about prepping than I ever will. So I don't even try to pretend like I'm the go-to source. All I'm saying is sitting here right now, in total darkness outside. Total darkness. If I took you outside right now, you would see nothing but pitch black. You'd wonder if your screen was even working. I can hear coyotes in the distance, and then you think to yourself, okay, here's the situation. What would you do? And that's what it's all about, guys. A lot of you want to be preppers. You want to have the AR-15s and everything else. It's all fine and dandy until it's not. If you're not mentally prepared and ready for other situations as well, it is a total package. It's what tools are in your toolbox and how well you can use those tools. So go out there, experience new things, put yourself... Oh, that was an owl. I don't know if you guys can hear that. The owls are great here. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Who Cooks For You, Who Cooks For You Too? Well, that's an owl call, but things like that is what makes you a stronger person. It gives you that, that sand to get through certain situations, and pushing yourself to the limits in some ways is good. I mean, don't put yourself at risk as far as, just going out there in the snowstorm, in a t-shirt and say, I'm going to stay out here for 3 days when you don't really know what to do if you were actually in that situation. You need to educate yourself first, and then you need to experience and push yourself to actually see if you can go through with what you think you can, because I think you'll be surprised at how many people think they can, oh, I'll just go out and hunt. I'll just go out and fish. Let me tell you something. I've gone out for days hunting and never harvested anything. It's not as easy as it seems if you don't do it on a regular basis. Fishing's the same thing. You can go out and you can say, oh, I'm going to go out and fish. I'm going to eat wild plants and vegetables. It's all easier said than done. And even people who are vastly educated in it, it can be difficult. It's not a guarantee. This is not a McDonald's drive-thru out here. You don't just pull up and say, I'll have a cheeseburger, please. Okay? Cold weather, no power, no cell signal, or a physical threat against you. What are you going to do? Are you ready for that? Do you have those tools in your toolbox? If you don't, then maybe you should read a book, start learning about it, take some classes. Almost every college and high school has adult education classes that offer different things, even if it's cooking, even if it could be anything. It could be anything that helps you. Farming, gardening, self-defense, all those things will make you a stronger person, and you will start to build your toolbox and learn the necessary skills to use those tools to make you a stronger person, to put you in a higher percentile for survival in a terrible situation. So that's all. I know it's a little long video for 12 minutes, but it was an important topic that I wanted to talk about straight off the cuff, because this is what I've been thinking about up here. I mean, when I'm up here by myself, there's nobody that I can count on. Even if I call 911, help could be 45 minutes to an hour away, and that's 47 minutes too long. So I have to depend on myself, and hopefully I can at least put up a decent fight. And I want you guys to be able to too. So get out there and, like I said, get those skills. Put more tools into your toolbox. You'll be happy you did if something ever happened. You'll be even happier if you have them in your toolbox and you never need them. So, alright guys, this video is long enough, 12 minutes, 13 minutes. We'll end it there. Be safe traveling the tubes, and we'll talk to you soon. Alright guys, take care.